Hello everyone. Today we begin a truly fascinating story. It's a conversation that's over 2,000 years old, but its wisdom is timeless. This is the story of King Milinda and the Venerable Nāgasena. Before we get to their famous questions and answers, we need to go back, way back, to understand why they met. We need to see the power of a wish, the power of Punna, and the power of a clear mind. This story is preserved in a text called the Milindapañha, cherished from Sri Lanka to Thailand, from India to the West. If you've heard it before, may you hear it anew. If this is your first time, listen well. Let this act of listening itself bring you Punna and insight. Our story doesn't even start with them as humans. It begins in the time of Kassapa Buddha, the Buddha before our current Gautama Buddha. After Kassapa Buddha passed away, there was a righteous king named Vijayasena. He supported the Sangha with immense faith. Because of this great Punna, he was reborn as Saka, the king of the Devas. Now, in his Sangha, there were Bhikkhus and Samaners, who practiced with sincere effort. One morning, a Bhikkhu was cleaning the temple grounds.
Please go and gather that pile of trash for disposal.
The Samanera doesn't move. The Bhikkhu asks again, and a third time. Finally, slightly frustrated, the Bhikkhu gently taps the Samanera with his broom. The Samanera, now sweating under the hot sun, carries the trash away. He goes to the river to fetch water.
By all my Punna, and by this Punna of sweeping and cleaning today, may I become as powerful and commanding as the sun.
But looks back at the water. He sees the endless ripples and waves. As the Samanera's new inner thought, wait, look at these ripples. So many, so countless. What if I had wisdom like this? Vast, endless rippling intelligence. That is true power.
I change my wish. May I have wisdom as vast and countless as the ripples in this river.
Unbeknownst to him, the Bhikkhu has also come to the river. He hears the Samanera's final wish. As the Bhikkhu's inner thought, what? Is this Samanera making a wish to outshine me? Because I asked him to work?
Speaking aloud to himself, firmly. Then by my Punna, the Punna of cleaning the stupa, the Punna of all my practice, I too make a wish. May my wisdom be even greater. The river's ripples, however many, are trapped within its banks. May my wisdom have no such limits. May it be boundless.
And so, two powerful wishes were made. Wishes rooted not just in that single act of cleaning, but in lifetimes of Punna and strong intention. This is key. It was the aspiration from that moment that set their course. Do not think, oh, I'll just sweep a floor, make a wish, and become wise. No. True wisdom requires listening, studying, and practicing. Their wish was the spark, but their past and future actions were the fuel. Both that Bhikkhu and that Samanera lived good lives. When they passed away, they were reborn in the heavenly realms. They lived there in happiness for the entire age between Kassapa Buddha and our Buddha, Gautama. Then, 500 years after our Buddha's passing, they returned to the human world. The Samanera was reborn into a royal family. He became King Milinda, ruler of a glorious Greek-influenced kingdom in the northwest of India. The text described his city as almost unbelievably splendid, full of scholars, beauty, and joy. King Milinda had it all: power, wealth, armies. But most of all, he had the wisdom he wished for, sharp, penetrating, and vast. And the Bhikkhu, he was reborn too, with his wish for limitless wisdom. So King Milinda had returned to this world with immense wisdom. But what does that wisdom look like? It wasn't just one thing. It was vast. He was deeply learned. He mastered the 3 Vedas of the Brahmanical tradition. He studied large parts of the Buddha's own Tipitaka. He was skilled in letters, math, and calculation. He knew all 18 branches of traditional knowledge. He could even understand the language of animals. He studied astrology, reading fate from a person's features. He learned agriculture for abundant harvests. In Hindu religious sciences, his knowledge was supreme. He learned quickly and remembered everything. And importantly, King Milinda had a kind heart. He was not a cruel king. But great wisdom has a hunger. It loves to ask questions, and King Milinda's questions were so sharp, so profound, that no one could answer them. He wasn't just a scholar. He also mastered military strategy, armies, and weapons. His knowledge was truly extraordinary. Yet whenever he asked a question, whether to ministers, scholars, or even Arahant Bhikkhus, they fell silent. His wisdom was too sharp. Some questions were just too deep. One day, walking through his city, the king turned to an attendant.
I will not return to the palace yet. I wish to find a wise monastic, one truly skilled in Dhamma. I have questions that need answers.
Sometimes he asked from genuine curiosity, sometimes to test the one answering. A minister spoke up.
Your Majesty, there are the 6 great teachers, famous for their wisdom. Purana Kassapa, Makali Gosala, Ajita Kesakambala, Pakuda Kaksayana, Sanjaya Belatstiputa, and Nigansanataputa. They are extremely wise. But these 6 teachers lived during the Buddha's own time. They have all passed away long ago.
That is true. But although the teachers are gone, their doctrines remain. Their followers still uphold these teachings.
And so the king went to the followers of the first teacher, Purana Kassapa.
Master, tell me, what is it that supports all living beings?
Great king, it is the earth. The earth supports all living beings.
If the earth supports all beings, then why do some beings after death fall into hell or become ghosts, Peta? If the earth's support is enough, why do they suffer in these woeful realms? Shouldn't the earth prevent that?
To viewer friends, this was the core of Purana Kassapa's teaching. The earth supports all beings. It did not say Dhamma supports all beings. The follower could only bow his head in silence. He had no answer. If he tried to give a loose answer, the king's logic would have torn it apart. The king saw this silence, no reply, no defense. He did not scold or punish. He simply rose and left. This is a pattern we'll see. King Milinda isn't seeking to humiliate. He's seeking truth. And if your doctrine has a flaw, his logic will find it. The next day, the king went to the followers of the second teacher, Makali Gosala.
Master, when beings die, do they take rebirth or not? And do punna and bad deeds, do they bear fruit or not?
Great king, there is no punna, there is no bad deed. The one who does evil receives no fruit. The one who does punna receives no fruit either. Those who were rich remain rich. Those who were poor remain poor. Whoever was human in this life will be human again in the next. Whoever was an animal will be an animal again. There is no punna, no bad result, Your Majesty.
To viewer, this view still exists today, doesn't it? Many people believe when you die, it's all over, empty, gone. No punna, no result. Or they think you are reborn, but you stay exactly the same. A human stays a human. Nothing changes. And if you believe that, you might think, then why bother doing punna? Why avoid bad deeds? It makes no difference. King Milinda listened to this.
I do not believe this. I do not accept your teaching.
As King Milinda's inner thought, this isn't just a disagreement. This is illogical. It doesn't match the world I see.
If your view were true, then someone born without a hand in this life would be born without a hand again in the next. Someone blind now would be blind again. Someone mute would be mute again. But this is not reasonable. It does not correspond to cause and result.
When the king said this, the followers of Makali Gosala had nothing to say. They were defeated, silent. They did not know how to answer. The king had defeated 2 major schools of thought with pure logic and compassion. But his hunger for a real answer was not satisfied. He was still searching. He needed to find someone whose wisdom could not be shaken, whose answers would be as boundless as the wish made long ago at the river. Who could that be? The search continues. So the king had challenged the followers of Purana and Makali. He clearly rejected their views. As King Milinda's inner thought, this teaching isn't consistent. The reasoning doesn't hold. I cannot believe it. He went to many other teachers too, but none could give him a satisfying answer. Eventually, in the whole city, a strange silence fell. Those who called themselves masters or cult leaders didn't dare to speak up. They knew if the king questioned them, they would have no answer. Even learned bhikkhus stayed quiet. But the king's search was relentless. He heard of an arahant bhikkhu named Ayupalathera, a sage who had memorized the entire Tipitaka, whose mind was crystal clear. The king went to meet him at the Sankhya monastery.
Venerable sir, may I ask, why did you ordain? Why become a bhikkhu?
I ordained to practice the Dhamma, to live the holy life,
And why live the holy life?
to be freed from suffering.
But if one does not ordain, can one still practice the Dhamma, venerable sir?
Yes, even a layperson can practice the Dhamma.
The elder explained, when the Buddha first taught, only one person was ordained, but 180 million others realized the Dhamma and they were all lay people. When the Buddha descended from heaven, 200 million attained the Dhamma, all lay people. Even in the Mangala Sutta, countless devas realized the truth, and they were all householders.
Then, venerable sir, if lay people can practice Dhamma and attain Nibbāna, why ordain at all? For example, some bhikkhus practice severe asceticism. They sit in open fields, no shade, exposed to the burning sun all day. Did they, in a past life, cut down trees or burn houses, destroying shelter, so that now they cannot rest in the shade? Some never lie down, only walking, standing, or sitting. Did they burn people's homes so others had no place to sleep? Is that why they now do not lie down? If lay people can practice and attain Nibbāna, why do bhikkhus do this? What past unwholesome karma caused it?
Venerable Ayupala could not answer. He was an arahant. He thought, as Ayupala's inner thought, if I speak wrongly, I might misrepresent the Buddha's teaching in Buddhism. This is not my fault, but I will not reply. He remained silent.
In this age, there are no arahants. No one who truly knows and sees. No one who can answer with wisdom. Everyone I ask, no one can reply. No one understands deeply. It seems there is no one in this world who truly knows the Dhamma.
The king was forming a dangerous view, that the world was empty of true wisdom. But unknown to him, far away, wisdom was gathering. In the Hemavata forest, at Mount Yugandhara, resided Venerable Asagutta. He was with a sangha of unimaginable scale. Some say 10 million, some say 100 million bhikkhus. This was a place only arahants with psychic powers could reach. Venerable Asagutta, their leader, convened the entire assembly.
There is a king named Milinda. He possesses extraordinary wisdom. Among us, 100 million elder bhikkhus who can debate him and prevail.
These arahants were not weak in wisdom. They wished to support the teaching, but not a single one stepped forward. Not one. He asked 3 times. Silence. Why? Because King Milinda, though a worldling, asked questions that touched the domain of a Buddha's own wisdom. Even a correct answer might not guarantee victory. The king could twist and turn his questions, overwhelm with logic, and defeat the respondent. No one? It was amazing. Arahants who had conquered all defilements could not confidently accept the challenge of a king. Then, Venerable Asagutta, using his divine eye, looked into the heart of the matter.
This King Milinda has firmly settled in his heart the view that, in this world, there is no one who truly knows, no one who has realized the truth. Everything is empty, void.
This was the crisis. A king of great punna and wisdom was on the brink of a wrong view that could block his path for eons. The silence of the arahants wasn't failure, it was recognition. They saw the scale of the problem. They needed not just an answer, but the right person to give it. The search for that person was about to begin, and it would lead them to a bhikkhu who had made a wish for limitless wisdom by a river long, long ago. So the assembly of 100 million arahants was silent. No one could confidently face King Milinda. But Venerable Asagutta, using his divine vision, had searched for an answer, and he found one not on earth but in the heavens.
I have searched thoroughly. In the Brahma realms, in the human world, no one can resolve his questions or defeat him. Only in the Deva realms is there one Devaputta, a being named Mahāsena, who dwells east of Sakka's palace. Only he, and no one else, not even arahants, can stand against King Milinda. Therefore, we must request him. We must invite this Mahāsena to be reborn as a human, to ordain to study the Dhamma deeply. Only then can he resolve the king's questions and protect the teaching.
And so, the entire sangha of 100 million arahants traveled to the Deva realm. They approached Sakka, the king of the Devas.
Venerable ones, why have you all come in such great number? What is the matter?
We have come to rely on your help.
I am your disciple, your servant. Please tell me.
King Milinda possesses extraordinary wisdom. No one in the human world can debate him. He is forming a wrong view that no one knows the truth.
King Milinda was once a Devaputta himself. He just left Deva realm to reborn as human.
There is only one Devaputta who can defeat him, Mahāsena. Due to wishes made in past lives, only he has the required wisdom. If Mahāsena does not descend, the teaching may weaken. The king could lead many people astray.
Hearing this, Sakka went at once to Mahāsena's magnificent mansion.
Mahāsena, in the human world, there is a king named Milinda. His wisdom is so sharp that no one can withstand him. Only you can meet this challenge. Please descend. Be reborn in the human realm. Help protect the teaching. Venerable Sakka, I have no wish to be reborn as a human. Human life is filled with suffering. the struggle to live, the constant worries, the pain of birth, aging, sickness, death. I have grown weary of it. In a past life, I was a bhikkhu. I know how difficult it is, seeking food, shelter, robes. My wish is to go higher in the Deva realms and eventually attain final peace among the Brahmas. I do not desire the human world again.
But the Sangha of Arahants pleaded gently. They explained again, he alone, in all the three realms, had this ability.
In that case, I resolve to be reborn. But I ask you, Lord Saka, and all venerable lords, please support me. Guide me in this task.
We will guide and help you. Do not worry. This is the crucial moment. A being of great punna and wisdom is willing to take a great risk to leave the bliss of the heavens and enter the suffering of the human world for the sake of the Dhamma. But he is afraid of failing. He knows how easy it is to get lost. The promise of the Arahants is his lifeline. They will not abandon him. They will ensure the conditions are right for his mission. The stage is now set. A celestial being agrees to be born. A king waits, his mind sharp and skeptical, and a conversation that will echo for millennia is about to be set in motion. And so Mahāsena accepted the mission. The Sangha of Arahants returned to their mountain. In the heavens, Mahāsena passed away, and in a village north of the Hemavada forest, in the home of a Brahmin named Sunattara and his wife, who had no faith in the Buddhism, a child was conceived. Back at Mount Yugandhara, Venerable Asagutta addressed the assembly.
We have this vital task for the future of the teaching, but it requires long, patient work. Is there any bhikkhu among us who is not distracted by such concerns?
The Arahants knew of one, a bhikkhu named Rohana. He did not involve himself in the affairs of the teaching. He focused only on his own meditation. While 100 million others were summoned to help, Venerable Rohana offered none.
Venerable Rohana does not assist in the work of the Buddhism. The Sangha should impose a duty upon him.
Venerable Rohana appeared before them instantly, through psychic power.
How should this duty be given?
Meanwhile, in the Brahmin's house, the child was born. The moment he entered the world, all weapons in the village shone with a brilliant light. Trees and plants flourished instantly. It was a sign this child would support the teaching for the full 5,000 years. His relatives named him Nāgasena, but because he was so intelligent and sharp, people also called him Virasena, Surasena, Sihasena. His official name remained Nāgasena.
Your duty is this. Go to that household for alms every single day. Your purpose is not food, but to guide the child, Nāgasena, toward ordination. You must do this for 7 years and 10 months. Once he is ordained, your duty will be complete.
Venerable Rohana, an Arahant, accepted this duty without resistance. And so he began. Every single day he went to that house. He stood silently in front of it. And every single day for 7 years, they gave him nothing. Not a spoonful of rice, not a bowl of porridge, not a cup of water. They never spoke to him. Think about that. For 7 years, in our community, if an elder visits and receives nothing once or twice, it's noticeable. But for 7 years, an ordinary person would feel discouraged, weary, maybe even angry. They would give up. But Venerable Rohana was an Arahant. He had no defilements, no discouragement, no ill will. He thought only, as Rohana's inner thought, I go not for food, but to help the Buddhism, to bring this child to ordination. Whether I succeed or not, I must continue. Then one day, as he stood there, a person from the house finally spoke.
Venerable sir, this house has no need to offer alms. Please go further ahead. Go bless the people ahead.
He left calmly. That same day, Sunattara the Brahmin, the master of the house, was returning from work. He saw Venerable Rohana walking away. He noticed the monk's calm, serene appearance. A question stirred in him.
Venerable sir, when you left from that house just now, did you receive anything?
He knew the answer. His household never offered alms. They had zero faith. He was 100% certain.
May you be well. Today I did receive something.
Sunattara was stunned, deeply troubled. He said nothing, but immediately ran back home.
To his family agitated, who offered alms to the Venerable today. Family, no one gave anything, Sunattara, but the monk said someone did. He said he received something from this house. Is this Samana lying? Wait, tomorrow, when he comes again, we will question him. We will expose him.
The next morning, Sunattara the Brahmin was ready. He sat in front of his house waiting. When Venerable Rohana arrived, The Brahmin confronted him, his voice tight with anger.
Yesterday I asked you, did you receive anything? You said you got something. But I asked everyone in this house, no one gave you anything. How can a monk, a samana, speak falsehood and deceive people like this? Is this right for one who has renounced the world?
Venerable Rohana did not react to the anger. He replied with utter gentleness.
I did not say I received rice, porridge, or curry. What I meant is this. For 7 full years, I have come to this house for alms. Never once did anyone offer even a single word or a spoonful of food, not even a no or please go elsewhere. But yesterday, for the first time, someone from your house spoke to me. They said, Venerable Sir, please go further ahead. This house has nothing to offer. That one sentence, that single word of speech, is what I meant by receiving something.
Sanatara, the Brahmin, upon hearing these words, was struck to his core. For 7 years we never offered alms. We never showed a shred of faith or kindness, and yet, just because we spoke one single dismissive word, he calls that receiving something. No complaint, no blame, only gratitude for that one word. If he had received actual food, how joyful his heart must be.
Please, Venerable Sir, come inside.
Immediately he invited the Venerable into his house. He prepared a meal and offered food with his own hands. From that day on, true faith saja arose in his heart.
Venerable Sir, please come again tomorrow. Don't skip even one day.
And so he invited the monk every single day. He saw clearly this was no ordinary person, but a being of profound gentleness and dignity. His faith grew daily. Before, he had been wealthy in goods but poor in saddha. Now, a deep trusting relationship blossomed between the Arahant and the Brahmin's household. Meanwhile, their son Nāgasena was now 7 years old. His father, wanting the best for his brilliant son, hired the finest teachers. They instructed him in every scripture, art, and science. But there was a small problem. A teacher would recite a verse once, just once, and Nāgasena would memorize it completely. He didn't need repetition. It was as if he was copying knowledge directly into his mind. His wisdom was terrifyingly sharp, but after mastering everything they could teach him, the 7-year-old boy sat and reflected. All this knowledge, what is its true benefit? These worldly subjects bring fame, wealth, temporary gain. They help you earn money, get status, but they do not lead to real peace. They are of no lasting value. This learning is useless. I have no joy in it.
Nāgasena, aloud to himself. This is meaningless.
It was as if someone today graduates with the highest degree, yet feels in their heart, if I haven't studied the Buddha's Dhamma, then all this knowledge is empty. Can you imagine? A 7-year-old, having conquered all worldly knowledge, finds it hollow. He is experiencing a deep spiritual disillusionment that usually comes much later in life. He is ripe, he is searching, and the bhikkhu who has been visiting his house for 7 years is about to offer the answer he doesn't even know he's looking for. The stage is perfectly set. A father with new faith, a son with a hungry mind, and a patient teacher, waiting for the right moment. Venerable Rohana saw the moment had arrived. The boy was ripe with discontent, so he went and stood directly before young Nāgasena. It was the first time they had ever met face to face. Nāgasena looked at the monk. He was intrigued by his striking appearance.
Venerable Sir of high virtue, who are you? Your hair is shaved smooth. Your beard is cleanly removed. Your robe is unlike ours. What kind of person are you?
I am a Pabajita, one who has gone forth. Why shave my head? Because hair brings no real happiness. There's no need to oil it, style it, or care for it. It is simple, easy, free from vanity. I wear robes unlike ordinary people because they are simple, practical for one who has gone forth. It helps others recognize me clearly, not to be confused with a householder. And thieves do not desire to harm me.
Looking at the monk, young Nāgasena's mind, hungry for real knowledge, sparked with a thought. This venerable must know many powerful mantras and secret sciences.
Venerable Sir, do you have any knowledge?
I have knowledge and skill.
Please, teach me.
Right now I must go to the village for alms.
No need to go elsewhere. Please, Venerable Sir, enter our house.
At that moment, Nāgasena himself prepared food and offered it to Venerable Rohana. His focus was singular.
Now, Venerable Sir, teach me your mantras.
Yes, I do know skill and knowledge, but I cannot teach them to a layman. Only if you ordain like me, then I can teach you.
Hearing this, Nāgasena's decision was instant as Nāgasena's inner thought, I will ordain, just to learn this knowledge and skill.
But you must ask permission of your parents first.
So Nāgasena went to his mother and father.
Please allow me to ordain under Venerable Rohana, so I can study his knowledge and skill.
His parents knew their son was extraordinarily sharp. They thought, as the parents' inner thought, host, he won't stay long. He'll ordain, learn everything instantly just like he mastered all his teachers, and come right back home. Because they saw how quickly he learned, they did not hesitate. Parents, go, ordain, and so Venerable Rohana took the 7-year-old boy and ordained him as a Samanera. Let's be clear, at this moment, Nāgasena did not ordain out of compassion, or to find the path to end suffering, or to attain Nibbāna. He ordained for one reason only, to learn the knowledge and skill from Venerable Rohana. And what was that knowledge? It was the Buddha Vacana, the teaching of the Buddha himself. Venerable Rohana took young Nāgasena to a monastery for a night. Then by his psychic power, they traveled instantly to Mount Yugandhara. There, the assembly of 100 million arahants was waiting. They gathered to pay their respects. They offered joyful praises and blessings.
May Nāgasena be well, safe, and progress swiftly in Dhamma.
He was then formally ordained as a Samanera under his teacher Venerable Rohana. The mission, set in motion in the heavens, is now grounded. The being who once was Mahāsena has taken the first step on the path. He has entered the Sangha, but his intention is still worldly. He seeks knowledge, not liberation. The greatest education is about to begin, and the student, with a mind as vast as river ripples, will soon learn that the knowledge he sought is far deeper and far more transformative than he ever imagined. Immediately after the ordination ceremony, Nāgasena didn't waste a second. He went straight to his teacher.
Venerable Sir, you promised. If I ordain, you will teach me the knowledge. Now please teach me.
Venerable Rohana thought carefully. He had to choose the first lesson from the 3 baskets of the teaching Sutta, Vinaya, or Abhidhamma. As Rohana's inner thought, if I teach him Sutta or Vinaya first, he might think it's too simple. He might say, I went through all this trouble just to learn basic lessons. What's so amazing about that? No. I must begin with the deepest, most profound teaching, the 7 books of the Abhidhamma. And so the elder began, not with written texts or boards, but by pure recitation. He started with Kusaladhamma and Akusaladhamma, moving through Dhatukatha Pugala Panyati, Vibhanga, all the way to the vast and intricate Patana, the 7th book. He taught 1 book at a time, and Nāgasena, with his mind like a perfect vessel, memorized every single word. After mastering each book, Nāgasena would say,
Venerable Sir, I have fully memorized it. Please grant me permission to recite the entire book before the assembly of 100 million arahants.
And so he did. Though just a young Samanera, Nāgasena recited the profound Abhidhamma with the mastery of a great elder. For 7 months, he gave detailed explanations of its meaning and essence. When he finished, the entire assembly of 100 million bhikkhus rejoiced. The assembly, in a powerful, harmonious chorus sadhu, devas and brahmas rejoiced. The earth trembled, wondrous signs appeared. The celestial cries of sadhu were so loud the very earth shook in response. Nāgasena remained a Samanera from age 7 until he turned 20. Then the Sangha granted him Upasampada, full ordination as a bhikkhu. He continued to live under Venerable Rohana's guidance, but on the very first day of his full ordination, as he walked behind his preceptor on alms round, a subtle, arrogant thought arose in his mind. As Nāgasena's inner thought, my preceptor, master is foolish. He never taught me anything else, only the Abhidhamma and nothing more. He doesn't seem to know any other skill or knowledge beside that. However, Venerable Rohana, endowed with psychic knowledge, perceived this thought. He did not get angry. He spoke gently, without even turning around.
Venerable Nāgasena, you should not think this way, neither about yourself nor about me.
That single gentle sentence was a mirror. It reflected Nāgasena's hidden pride back to him. It was the first lesson of his new life as a bhikkhu, a lesson in humility, and a reminder that his teacher's wisdom ran far deeper than memorized texts. The student, who had learned all the words, was now about to learn what they truly meant, and the final preparation to meet the king could finally begin. Struck by his teacher's gentle rebuke, Nāgasena was immediately remorseful.
I have done wrong. Please forgive me.
And in his mind, a realization dawned. As Nāgasena's inner thought, I see clearly now, my master is no ordinary person. He knew the thought in my mind. He is an arahant. What could there possibly be that he does not know? I am still far from that level. I sincerely ask for forgiveness.
I will not forgive you just like that. But if you truly wish to be free from this offense, then go and resolve the Dhamma questions of a king named Milinda. He is a man of great wisdom. When you have answered his doubts, then I will lift your penalty.
So the path was set. Venerable Rohana sent him to another elder, the great Venerable Asagutta Thera. This begins a new chapter in Nāgasena's education, not in books but in character. When Nāgasena arrived, Venerable Asagutta tested him.
What is your name?
I am Nāgasena.
Who is your teacher?
My teacher is well known to you, Venerable Sir.
And what is my name?
My master knows you clearly.
Venerable Asagutta recognized Nāgasena as sharp, clever wisdom. He allowed him to stay. But for one full rain's retreat, 3 months he did not teach him a single thing. He did not speak to him once. Nāgasena swept the grounds, cleaned the area, and drew water to fill the elders' jars. Every day, Venerable Asagutta would empty all the jars and refill them himself, as if rejecting the offering. This went on for 3 months. Yet Nāgasena endured. He did not complain. The Arahant elder was not angry. He was surgically removing the young bhikkhu's pride. Then one day, a devout elderly laywoman invited Venerable Asagutta for a meal. He took Nāgasena along. After the meal, it was time for the blessing discourse for the supporters. In our time, many monks may recite together, but in the Buddha's time, the instruction was clear. A bhikkhu should recite, and it is only one. The laywoman brought the water for the dedication ritual. Venerable Sir, who will give the blessing?
Nāgasena. This bhikkhu will give it.
It was a sudden, immense responsibility. The entire merit of the offering, the blessing for the donor, was placed on Nāgasena's shoulders. After 3 months of silence and rejection, this was his test. Could he set aside his pride and serve? Could he embody the Dhamma, not just recite it? All eyes were on the young bhikkhu. What blessing would he give? Could he rise to the occasion? This moment in a humble home was the final forging of the wisdom that would soon face a king. So the moment of testing had arrived. After the meal, the elderly laywoman brought the water for the dedication. She asked who would give the blessing.
Sister, what Dhamma would you like to hear?
I am old now. I do not have much time. I wish to hear a Dhamma discourse that is deep and profound. Something that gets to the heart of truth. So Nāgasena, drawing from the vast well of knowledge he had memorized, delivered a teaching. Not a simple chant, but a deep, clear exposition on the Abhidhamma, the ultimate reality of mind and matter. When he finished, a profound silence filled the room. The elderly Upasika, listening with her full heart, attained Sotapatti stream entry. She became a noble one. Think about this. At that moment, Nāgasena was still a Putujana, a worldling. He himself had not yet attained that stage. But the Buddha's Dhamma is so clear, so potent, that when spoken truthfully, it can awaken a listener who is ready. The Dhamma is not Nāgasena's Dhamma. It is the Buddha's Dhamma. Because she listened with perfect attention and readiness, she realized the truth. Devas and Brahmas rejoiced. A gentle, fragrant rain fell. The very atmosphere became pure and clear. When they returned to the monastery, Venerable Asagutta called Nāgasena.
Venerable Nāgasena, I have no ability left to teach you further. But there is one bhikkhu, Venerable Dhammaraksita, who resides at the Asokarama in Pataliputta. Please, go and study under him.
Venerable Sir, the journey is very far. 800, maybe 1600 kilometers. And along the way, where will I get food?
Nāgasena, he was still a worldling, as average person, worries.
Do not worry about food on the road. Food will be available to you.
Trusting his teacher, Nāgasena paid his respects and set out alone. Soon after leaving, a wealthy merchant from Vesali, a man with 500 trading carts, saw the young bhikkhu walking. Great faith arose in his heart. Venerable Sir, where are you going?
I am going to the city of Pataliputta to study at the Asakarama monastery.
Are you traveling alone? This chance meeting is no accident. It is the first sign of the support Venerable Asagutta promised. The conditions for Nāgasena's journey are falling into place. His final teacher awaits, but the road is still long, and the greatest transformation, the one that will prepare him not just to debate a king, but to truly teach him, is yet to come. Nāgasena confessed he was traveling alone. The merchant, moved by faith, looked at the young bhikkhu, his calm demeanor, his refined conduct, and saw something special. Venerable Sir, the road is very long. Please travel with me. He thought to himself, he is a young, handsome, and wise renunciant. So the merchant offered excellent food from his ample provisions every day. With 500 carts, he had plenty. Just as Venerable Asagutta had foreseen, you will not lack food. During the long journey, the merchant asked a question. Merchant, Venerable Sir, what Dhamma do you know?
I don't know much, sir. I have only studied the Abhidhamma.
Astonished. That's exactly what I have studied too. The merchant's joy overflowed. Merchant, that's excellent. Since you know the Abhidhamma, please teach it to me along the way. And so Nāgasena recited and explained the profound Abhidhamma as they traveled. By the time they reached the city, something miraculous had happened. The merchant, listening with a pure and faithful heart, had attained Sotapatti stream entry. How astonishing! What greater fortune could there be for a merchant? No worldly wealth or title can match becoming a noble one, closing the door to the lower realms. This was the first fruit of Nāgasena's journey, not for himself, but for another. Upon reaching the city, the merchant pointed the way to Asokarama Monastery. Nāgasena entered and paid respects to his new teacher, Venerable Dharmaraksita. At that same time, another bhikkhu had arrived, Venerable Dikatisa Thera, from the island of Lanka. He had already mastered the entire Tipitaka in the Sinhala language, and now wished to study it in Pali. Venerable Dharmaraksita welcomed them both.
Both of you will study together. There's no need to separate.
But in Nāgasena's mind, resistance stirred. As Nāgasena's inner thought, I don't want to study with someone less intelligent than me. I learn quickly. What if he slows the teaching down? And he's from Lanka. What if the master teaches in Sinhala? I want to learn in Pali. Old habits die hard. Even after his lessons in humility, a subtle pride remained. The pride of intellect, the pride of speed. He was about to learn his final and greatest lesson. Not about the words of the Dhamma, but about the mind that holds them. Venerable Dharmaraksita insisted they study together, and so Nāgasena and Dikatisa began Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma and the commentaries. In just 6 months, they completed the entire monumental course, and Nāgasena realized something. Dikatisa was not slow or foolish at all. Whatever Nāgasena memorized, Dikatisa remembered with equal mastery. Nāgasena felt a sharp pang of shame.
I ask for your forgiveness, Venerable Dikatisa.
This is common. Those of great intellect sometimes think, I am extraordinary, I don't need others. Fearing others will hold them back, but true learning often reveals our own biases. Venerable Dikatisa forgave him. This monastery, Asakarama, was a historic place. It was from here, over 2 centuries earlier, that missionaries were sent to Sri Lanka and across Southeast Asia to spread the Dhamma. And it was here that Nāgasena completed his academic mastery of the teaching. But when he finished, his teacher, Venerable Dharmaraksita, gave him a warning that would change everything.
Nāgasena, you are still a Puthujana, a worldling. You have memorized much, but like a cowherd who tends cows yet never drinks the milk. You know many Dhammas, but you have not touched their essence. You have not tasted the Dhamma yourself. Only the owner of the cow drinks the milk.
The word struck Nāgasena like a bell. He had been a keeper of knowledge, not a consumer of truth.
Venerable sir, please allow me to retreat to a quiet place, to reflect with wisdom.
He took all the Dhammas he had memorized, all 84,000 facets of the teaching, and he did not just recall them. He practiced vipassana insight meditation upon them. He turned his intellectual knowledge into a direct object of contemplation, and through the immense power of his developed wisdom, he progressed through the stages of enlightenment in a single sitting. Sotapatti stream entry, Sakadagani once returner, Anagani non-returner, and finally, Arahata, full liberation. The being once known as Mahāsena, who descended from the heavens, the brilliant boy who found worldly knowledge empty, the scholar who memorized every text, had finally become the owner of the cow. He drank the milk, he tasted the Dhamma. He was now Venerable Nāgasena, the Arahant. The tool was finally sharpened to its ultimate perfection. The mission given to him in the Deva realm could now begin in earnest. At the moment of his full enlightenment, the world itself responded. The earth trembled gently. Flowers rained down from the sky. Fragrant scents filled the monastery grounds. People looked up and saw celestial blossoms falling. All the bhikkhus in the monastery knew instantly what had happened. They sent a messenger to invite Nāgasena. He was now an Arahant, endowed with the 4 analytical knowledges, the 6 higher knowledges, and the ability to fly through the air. The being who had completed his training had become a master. He was invited to appear before the great assembly of 100 million Arahants at Mount Yugandhara. Using his psychic power, Nāgasena vanished from Asakarama and instantly appeared before them. He showed not an ounce of pride, only profound humility and refined conduct. The elders addressed him.
Now King Milinda is in the city of Sagala, filled with deep and difficult questions. Only you can go and instruct him.
Just then, as a newly realized arahant, Nāgasena paid his respects to the assembly, and he spoke not with arrogance, but with the unshakable confidence of truth.
Do not worry, venerable masters. Even if many King Milindas, as numerous as the grains of sand on this earth, came to ask questions, I could answer them all. Just as the Venerable Mahāmoggallana once said, even if countless Nagarajas arose, I could subdue them all. So too, by truth, I speak with confidence.
The preparation is over. The student has become the master. The wish made at the river for limitless wisdom has reached its ultimate fulfillment. The being sent from the heavens is ready. The stage is now set in the city of Sagala. A king who believes the world is empty of true wisdom awaits, and a teacher whose wisdom has no shore is about to arrive. The greatest dialogue in Buddhist history is ready to begin.